This is 16 WAPT News Live at 5, Jackson's #1 news.
Breaking news, a major cross-country drug bust right here in Mississippi. Stephanie.
Yeah, Megan, 16 WAPT's Jennifer Ortega is live at the federal courthouse in downtown Jackson with details for us. Jennifer.
That's right. Federal agents just wrapped up their presser. They announced more than 20 drug busts here in the central Mississippi. They say the drug ring stretches from Mississippi all the way to California. 16 people in custody right now facing drug possession, distribution, and conspiracy charges on more than 100 kilos of meth. Most of them arrested in central Mississippi, and they're looking for 4 more people. Rodney Henderson is on all 3 indictments. He's a dual citizen in Mississippi and California. Henderson faces life in prison and a $97 million fine. Live in Jackson, Jennifer Ortega, 16 WAPT News.
All right, Jennifer, thank you. Also breaking news tonight, the Mississippi Supreme Court has set the date for State Senator Chris McDaniel's U.S. Senate runoff appeal. The court will hear oral arguments at 10 a.m. on October 2nd. McDaniel claims he should be declared the winner of the Republican runoff because of thousands of illegal votes for incumbent Thad Cochran.
Hot and steamy. We made it into the mid-90s today. Live look outside from our South Jackson Skycam, and you can see we have some threatening clouds. A little curveball to the control room. I want to throw up our Hilton County Line cam because there's a shower right over the area there. You can see some drops of rain, so be aware of that for evening rush hour. Spot brief showers around. I'll talk about them coming up.
All right, David, more breaking news at 5. A minimum wage hike for Jackson City workers, Megan.
That's right, Stephanie. The City Council voted to raise the minimum wage for workers across the board. 16 WAPT's Tammy Eswick was there for the vote and is here with me in the newsroom now. Tammy.
Yeah, that's right, Megan. Now, this is going to affect city workers that are currently making $7.25 an hour. Now, your paychecks will be bumped up to $8.75. We actually have a graphic to show you. There you go, right there. Now, this will happen by the end of October, but that's not all, Megan. By the same time next year, those minimum wage workers will get another bump up to $9.70. Then in 2016, the minimum wage for Jackson City workers will be $10.65. Now, council members today were split on whether the wage hike was a good thing for the city or not.
Forcing of a wage when sometimes there's jobs that need to be done that may or may not warrant that pay.
This is a way for us to say, one, thank you, but also, to provide the message to our city employees that, we care for you.
Well, the message today, that wage hike did pass. The city attorney says workers making the minimum wage right now should expect to get that increase by mid to late October. And a lot going on at the city council.
That's right, Tammy.
This afternoon, Megan. The first thing we wanted to tell you about is the drones. We're going to have that story coming up at 6 o'clock. How the city of Jackson is trying to regulate drones that are going to be flying in the city. Also, we want to tell you about a new text message crime alert system that allows you to send crime tips in by sending a text message. All that and much more coming up at 6 o'clock.
A lot of new ideas, Tammy. Thank you. New tonight, bond denied for a Simpson County woman and her boyfriend accused of murdering her grandmother. Kendra Keys and Cottrell Smith Varnado face capital murder charges in the death of Neoma Durr. Durr's husband found the 64-year-old in their home Friday, tied up and stabbed to death. The trial began for a man accused of gunning down his wife and another man. Police say Jesse Freeman confronted his wife and the man at the Studio 6 motel off I-55 in 2012. When they tried to leave the hotel, detectives say Freeman rammed his car into their truck, then fired multiple shots into the cab of that truck. At the time, family members of the murdered man said he and Freeman's wife were not having an affair. A JPS parent tells us her kid's school doesn't have soap in the bathrooms. Stephanie.
And Megan, that parent says it's a problem because her child has been sick several times this year. 16 WAPT Scott Simmons joins us live with the school district's policy. Scott.
Yeah, Stephanie, the school district says its policy is to have soap in the dispensers in the bathrooms and hand gel dispensers in the classroom. But But that's not the case at several bathrooms across the district. One parent who asked not to be identified told 16 WAPT that her student didn't have access to soap at his school. She says when she talked to a department head, they told her JPS did not have a policy about making sure the soap dispensers are filled. She says she contacted the health department that says soap and washing is preferred when trying to prevent the spread of flu and other diseases. Researchers at UMC say hand gels will do, but getting kids to use either is a trick.
It's difficult to get kids that age to wash their hands, period, even after going to the bathroom. But yes, ideally, you would like to have the liquid soap for the kids to use in the bathroom. And particularly after using the restroom, you'd like to have them using soap and water. That's just good hygiene.
Well, flu season is coming up, and one of the most often taught lessons in prevention is to wash your hands. Coming up at 6, we talk to the school superintendent about what is supposed to be the policy. We'll tell you his answer. Steph.
All right, Scott, thank you. Happening now, family and friends are remembering Mississippi State broadcaster Jack Crystal. His visitation ends at 8 o'clock tonight at Holland Funeral Directors in Tupelo. His funeral is tomorrow morning at 11. A special public memorial is Thursday at 6 p.m. at MSU's campus on Humphrey Coliseum. Crystal was known as the voice of the Mississippi State Bulldogs. More streets are affected tonight after a water main break left Riverside Drive looking like a river yesterday. City of Jackson issued a boil water notice for part of Riverside Drive yesterday, and now it's added a portion of St. Anne Street and Belmont Street. You can see if your street is affected on our website, WAPT.com. And another water alert is over tonight. The City of Jackson lifted the boil water notice for Advantage Apartments on McWillie Circle. The water there is safe for residents to drink again. Also happening now, a pair of robbers is on the loose, Megan.
That's right, 7. Clinton police are looking for 2 men. We first brought you this story as breaking news live at 5 yesterday. Police say the 2 men with guns were wearing masks when they robbed the Copiah Bank on Clinton Parkway near Northside Drive in Clinton. That bank was last robbed in 2011.
Those suspects were caught, and we have every confidence that these suspects are going to be caught too.
It popped up right before you started.
Last seen in a car headed towards Pearl on I-20 yesterday. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. A missing 5-year-old home safe after a statewide endangered child alert. Authorities found Braden Wooten from Carthage last night. They were looking for him with 26-year-old Kelsey Grimes. Now, this was not an Amber Alert, but a new way.
Well, as we were telling you, this was not an Amber Alert. It's a new way to notify people across the state about a missing child. Coming up at 6, the Highway Patrol explains how this new system will help keep kids safe. A 71-year-old man accused of selling drugs in Monroe County. Police arrested Kenneth Adair of Tupelo Monday after a traffic stop on Old Highway 25. Authorities booked him at the Monroe County Detention Center. His bond has not been set. The uproar over shocking video of an NFL player knocking out his wife continues. That suspended football player is now losing endorsements. Nike has dropped Ray Rice and Madden has taken him out of the new video game. ABC's Karen Travers has the story.
In less than 2 years, Ray Rice went from Super Bowl champion to out of the game. The NFL suspended the Baltimore Ravens all-star running back indefinitely. He's lost an endorsement deal, and major sporting goods stores have pulled his jersey off their shelves. The Ravens announced this morning they'll offer fans the chance to exchange their Rice jerseys. The controversy around this video, showing Rice hitting his then-fiancée, now wife, is not dying down.
Going forward, my hope is that they can make it work.
Made a terrible error in judgment, but I would just ask everyone to be cognizant of the fact that it's easier to point a finger of blame rather than extend a hand of help.
This morning, Janae Rice defended her husband in a post on Instagram. "I woke up this morning feeling like I had a horrible nightmare," she wrote. "To make us relive a moment in our lives that we regret every day is a horrible thing." In a statement Monday, the NFL told ABC News that video was not made available to us, and no one in our office has seen it until today.
If there's no video, Ray Rice would be playing in the National Football League next week.
The NFL commissioner did see this other part of the video, released in February, and gave Rice just a 2-game suspension. Rice was charged with just a 3rd-degree aggravated assault. If he completes a pretrial diversion program, the charge could be dropped.
It is not unusual, a first offender with a victim who is very well supportive of him.
The NFL says it asked law enforcement for all video from that night, but didn't get it. But they didn't ask the Atlantic City casino where the incident took place. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
A lot of you are fired up about this on Facebook. Our viewer Joey says, sure, his wife is pissed. Her meal ticket just got cut off. Bertie says the NFL did the right thing, but she thinks he needs some jail time. We want to know what you think tonight. Join the conversation on the 16 WAPT Facebook page. New at 5, a big announcement from Apple. The tech company unveiled 3 new products today and some new features. There are 2 new smartphones, the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. The phones will be thinner and have bigger screens. It also unveiled the Apple Watch. It's the company's first wearable device.
Because you wear it, we invented new, intimate ways to connect and communicate directly from your wrist. And it's also a comprehensive health and fitness device.
Pre-orders for the phone start Friday, and the phones come out on September 19th. The watch will be available early next year. Coming up at 5:30, ABC's David Muir has an exclusive look at Apple's big announcement on World News Tonight. A big name in radio is coming to Jackson and could give you free lunch. Nationally syndicated talk show host Tom Joyner will give out free meals at McDonald's. He plans to buy 1 meal per car for everyone who comes through the drive-thru at McDonald's on Highway 80 in Jackson. He will be there tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Now to the road to Mississippi, to Miss America, that is. Miss Mississippi takes the stage tonight to compete in the swimsuit and evening gown competitions. Last night was Jasmine Murray's final rehearsals for the pageant in Atlantic City. Don't forget, the Miss America pageant airs Sunday here on 16 WAPT at 7 o'clock. Flash flooding caused some problems in southeast Virginia last night and early this morning, washing out the roads and leaving it dangerous for drivers. Conditions have improved since this morning, though. All right, let's turn to David now. You've got a tropical weather update for us.
Well, we're coming up on the peak. This coming week is the peak time for tropical activity, and
I see nothing.
We do have a wave coming off the coast of Africa and Senegal there. Now, this could develop into something, but it is headed to the central Atlantic Ocean. We'll watch areas. You know, things can blow up. You get some thunderstorms down in the Caribbean or Southern Gulf. They could blow up quickly, but it's quiet out there. Good news for now. Hey, cooler air. I'm seeing it. Does it get here? And if so, when?
All right, David, a daring dive. One man takes on one of Mother Nature's hottest and most dangerous sites. Plus, a month since chaos erupted in Ferguson, Missouri. Now Congress questions how much is too much when it comes to police weapons. You're watching 16 WAPT Live at 5.
Mornings in Mississippi. 16 WAPT News is the one to watch. Starting first, Tegan Fox, Marcus Hunter, updating you. Meteorologist Brittany Bell, preparing you. A team that's up to the minute you're up. 16 WAPT News this morning.
It's final model year clearance at Wilson Premier Hyundai on I-55.